The guy's got 18,000 miles in his legs. And I've been riding Matt and Dan for a week. Earlier this summer, I had probably the toughest day I've ever had on a bike. I joined Mark Beaumont on the first day of his round-the-world record-breaking attempt. After 386 kilometres, I completely cracked and got in the car, whilst he forged on, slept for about 5 hours, and then did exactly the same thing again the next day, and then the day after that, then the day after that, until here we are, 79 days later, and we're waiting on a slightly random stretch of road, about 120 kilometres south of Paris, waiting for the man himself, a man who has literally just cycled around the world to get here. An utterly remarkable achievement. We are fortunate that we've been invited along to join him for this final stretch, and hopefully we're going to find out a little bit more about just what it takes to cycle 29,000 kilometres in just 79 days. Here he is! I'm going to be late again. Oh God, it's like last time. He left me at lunch because I was so late. Right, what side of the road are we on? Hello, mate. Oh my God, mate.
Are you well?
Yeah, I'm all right. More to the point, how are you?
I'm all right.
Are you?
Yeah, 85 miles to go. Not complaining.
Mark, I can't quite say congratulations because we're obviously not in Paris yet, and I do not want to jinx you. There is quite a strong curse that hangs over GCN. But what kind of frame of mind you're in now? Just how tired are you after what you've done?
I mean, the adrenaline of today means that I'm just on a high. I mean, the emotion today is relief. I know I'm not done yet, but you know, 60 miles that way is Paris. In 30 miles time, I'll clock over 18,000 miles, which is the important bit. I need to do more than 18,000 miles for the record. I mean, I can tell you honestly, you know, since you last rode with me on the 2nd of July, I've not slept for more than 5 hours. And I've been on my bike for 16 hours every day, at least. So, yeah, I mean, I've been to depths of hurt and sleep deprivation and suffering that I've, you know, never been to in my entire life. I'm sure this is the hardest bike ride, the hardest thing I'll ever do.
Well, to put it in context, day one was the hardest bike ride that I've ever done and hopefully will ever do. So, yeah, 79 on the back-to-back.
But, you know, important to say, you know, I've suffered on the bike, but equally, for the first time, I could not have done this. I could not break this record without these guys. It's been an amazing team effort, and I worried actually that, you know, I'd be a bit of a loner out there on my bike, so used to doing the self-supported, you know, bike packing, and that, you know, this pressure cooker situation, living in an RV, just riding. I've loved it. I've absolutely loved it. We've had different teams for each leg, apart from, you know, Laura, who's, you know, my performance manager, and I just couldn't do it without her and the other guys. The camaraderie has been the biggest part of the journey for me.
Alex, team mechanic. Technically, your job hasn't finished yet because we're still not in Paris. But can you tell us some tech stuff? How many punctures has Mark had in 18,000 miles?
15, 16.
That's not bad, riding around the world. What about chains then? How many times have you replaced them?
We were expecting the chains to last a week, and they were 8 days. So we ended up doing about, I think, 10 chains, which was kind of what we thought.
Any cassettes, chain rings?
Yeah, cassettes every 2 or 3 chains, depending. So about they're on. I think we're on the 3rd outer and 2nd inner, I think, and cassettes 5 maybe. Yeah, and obviously we're cleaning it all the time, apart from when I'm having an interview.
Yeah, of course. Now I'll let you get back to it. But otherwise, the only problem I can see is that his saddle looks a bit sad.
His saddle broke. The front end of his saddle fell down. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame.
It happens to all of us after 18,000 miles. Right, so Laura, you are probably the main person responsible for keeping Mark on the road. I mean, you've even performed emergency dental surgery on this trip, which is pretty impressive. Have there been times when you've genuinely been concerned for his welfare, like he's gone so deep?
Yeah, there's been definitely a couple of big dips that we've had. I mean, even just, 3 days ago, you know, he got on the bike in the morning, and then he had his first bout of sickness that he's had out of this whole trip. And that sickness threw him into a real energy dip low. Like, I really struggled to fuel him. You know, you've just got to go with whatever you feel like you can eat at that time. And I just, yeah, we're trying as much as we could, but he also had a massive hilly day that day. Without fail, the thing that's ultra endurance is mental headspace, attitude, belief in what you're doing, and being able to keep that clear-mindedness, and that's what he's got in abundance.
Well, 78 days, about 14 hours ago, Mark left this very place by the Arc de Triomphe to ride around the world, and here he is, having absolutely nailed it. An incredible achievement. I almost can't comprehend quite what he's done, given that I tried one day and it was the hardest thing I've ever done, and he has backed it up day after day, sleep deprived. Just a remarkable achievement. I'm sure you will join me in giving him a big thumbs up. Totally, totally amazing. Right, all that remains, I guess, is to say subscribe to GCN if you don't already. If you want to see some more content, obviously there's that very first day with Mark Beaumont where we joined him for the beginning of his ride. So click just down there for that one. Or for this week's GCN show where we've been keeping up to date with all his progress, click just down there.